Good morning, children. Welcome to English language class. In your previous session, you learnt about coordinating conjunctions and subordinating conjunctions. Today, we will learn about correlative conjunctions. By the end of this video, you will be able to understand what are correlative conjunctions and how to use correlative conjunctions. Let's begin the class, children. Children, there are a few conjunctions. They are often used in pairs. That is why they are called correlative conjunctions. The commonest correlative conjunctions are either or. When the subjects in the sentences are common, we'll begin the sentence with a subject. For example, he is either a rogue or a fool. And when subjects in sentences are different, we will begin the sentence with correlative conjunctions. For example, either he is mistaken or his mother. We can also say either he or his mother is mistaken. Let's proceed to the next pair of correlative conjunction, that is neither nor. Children, we use neither nor when we have choice between two negative alternatives. The use of neither nor is same as use of either or. For example, he was neither gay nor sad. He is neither a rogue nor a fool. The next pair of correlative conjunctions we have though, yet. When we have contrasting ideas in a sentence, we use though, which is followed by yet. For example, though he slay me, yet I'll trust in him. Slay means kill. Though he is poor, yet he is contented. Contented means satisfied. Further, we have both and. Both and is used when one statement or fact is added to another. For example, he is both a poet and a philosopher. Here we are giving additional information about he, that besides being a poet, he is a philosopher. Similarly, we both loved and honored her. Here, we are trying to say that she was not only loved but also honored. Next, we have such as. Children, when we have to explain things through examples, we use such as. For example, there is no such country as you mentioned. She is not such a woman as you admire. Let's move to the next one, that is such that. We use correlative conjunctions such that to show result or effect or consequence. For example, such was his love for her that he sacrificed even his life for her sake. Now, what was the consequence of his love for her? The consequence was that he sacrificed even his life. Further, we have so as as. These conjunctions are used to show comparison. For example, he is not so rich as you think. It is as clear as the sun. The correlative conjunctions so as are used in negative statements and as are used in positive statements. Further, we have as so. We use as so in order to express consequence. As you sow, so shall you reap. As the child is, so is the man. Children, keep in mind that when we use the correlative conjunctions as so, the helping verb is placed before the subject in the subordinate clause. Let's proceed to the next, that is so that. Now so that are used to show effect. So means cause and that means result. See the examples. He was so tired that he could not walk any further. Now what was the effect of his tiredness? The effect was that he could not walk any farther. He was so honest that nothing would tempt him to take the bribe. Let's move to the next one, that is scarcely when. Scarcely shows negative ideas, which is followed by when. Let's read the examples. He had scarcely recovered from fever when he caught a bad cold. He had scarcely reached the station when it began to rain. Children, we can also use hardly in place of scarcely. Next we have not only but also. These correlative conjunctions are used to add one statement or fact to another. When subjects are different, begin the sentence with not only. And when the subjects are same, begin the sentence with the subject. For example, he is not only a priest but also a doctor. He is not only honest but sincere also. He visited not only Mumbai but also Pune. Not only does he speak well, but he writes well also. Further we have no sooner than. These correlative conjunctions are used to show that one thing happens immediately after another thing. It is always followed by than. For example, no sooner did the bell ring than the boys left the class. No sooner had she heard the news than she started off. No sooner does he arrive than he begins to work. I hope, children, you have understood well what are correlative conjunctions. Now let's understand what is the correct usage of correlative conjunctions. When the correlative conjunctions either or, neither nor, both and, not only but also are used, care must be taken to place the first member, that is the words either, neither, both, not only, immediately before the words that are contrasted. For example, your brother was either there or your cousin. Children, in this statement, the words that are contrasted are your brother or your cousin. Either should be placed before your brother and or should be placed before your cousin. So the correct statement should be either your brother was there or your cousin. We can also say either your brother or your cousin was there. Neither he is a rogue nor a madman. In this statement, the words that are contrasted are a rogue and a madman. And the correct statement is, he is neither a rogue nor a madman. Let's read a few more examples. He both won a prize and a scholarship. Both should be placed before a prize and should be placed before scholarship. The correct answer will be, he won both a prize and a scholarship. The correct answer will be, he won both a prize and a scholarship. Not only he visited Delhi, but also Agra. In this statement, the words that are contrasted are Delhi and Agra. Here the subjects are same, so we will begin the sentence with the subject. We can say, he visited not only Delhi, but also Agra. Look at the next point, that is neither nor. Neither is always followed by nor. For example, I have neither written to her nor spoken to her. We should always use nor with neither. We cannot say I have neither written to her or spoken to her. Neither his sister nor his mother met me. We cannot say neither his sister or his mother met me. Here we have two subjects, so we will begin the sentence with correlative conjunctions neither nor. Next, scarcely, which is followed by when and not by than. When a story is told in the past tense, and scarcely, hardly are often used to emphasize that one event quickly followed another. The verb describing the earlier event is usually in the past perfect tense. See the examples. Scarcely had he left when a storm began to blow. Scarcely had he reached the station when the train started. Next we have no sooner, which is followed by than and not by but. No sooner is used to show that one thing happens immediately after another thing. It is often used with the past perfect and usually followed by than. For example, no sooner had the fight begun than he ran away. He ran away as soon as the fight began. See one more example. No sooner had he left than he came back. Now when did he come back again? He came back again when he left. Further, we have the correct use of than. Now than is used as a subordinating conjunction. The subordinate sentence introduced by than is generally elliptical. In order to determine the case of the word after than, ellipses must be applied. In other words, some words in the subordinate sentences or subordinate clause are left out. See the example. He is stronger than me. Children, if we break the sentence into two parts, we'll get he is strong and I am strong. It is clear that the pronoun which is placed after than should be in the same case as the pronoun before than. Here the pronoun he before than is in subjective case. Therefore, the pronoun after than, that is me, will also be in the subjective case. So, our answer will be he is stronger than I am strong. We'll supply ellipses, that is, we will leave the word am strong. So, the correct answer will be he is stronger than I. See the differences between these two sentences. I love you better than him. It means I love you and I love him. But I love you better than I love him. See the next example. I love you better than he. It means I love you and he loves you. But I love you better than he loves you. See the next examples. He is as strong as me. The pronoun that is placed before as must be in the same case as the pronoun before as. So the pronoun after as must be in the subjective case. What is the subjective case of me? That is I. So the correct answer will be he is as strong as I. Look at this statement. She can jump as high as me. Here also we will use subjective case. So the correct answer will be she can jump as high as I. Next we have rather and other. We use rather to give emphasis and they are always followed by than. We must never use but in place of than. Let's read the examples. I would have the watch rather but the pen. Instead of but, we will use than. So the correct statement will be, I would have the watch rather than the pen. She had no other hobby but that of collecting flowers. Here also, but will be replaced by than. The correct statement will be, she had no other hobby than that of collecting flowers. The word like is often wrongly used for as. Look at the statements. He did like he was told to do. This is incorrect statement. Here, like will be replaced by as. So the correct statement will be, he did as he was told to do. She dances like her mother does. Here also, like will be replaced by as. And the answer will be, she dances as her mother does. Let's proceed further. In contracted sentences, conjunctions are often wrongly omitted after adjectives. Let's read the examples. He is more polite but not so kind-hearted as his father. In this statement, we have two comparisons. He is more polite than his father, and the other is, he is not so kind-hearted as his father. When these two are combined, we must use both the conjunctions. So, the correct statement will be, he is more polite than but not so kind-hearted as his father. See one more example. He is as strong, if not stronger than Anil. Here also, we have two comparisons. He is as strong as Anil and he is not stronger than Anil. So here also, we will use both the conjunctions and the correct answer will be, he is as strong as, if not stronger than Anil. Further, we have unless. Now, unless means if not. Hence, the word not should not be introduced in the clause beginning with unless. Let's read the examples. Unless you do not work hard, you will fail. Children, this is incorrect statement. As I explained to you earlier that unless includes not. So we must not write not in the statement. Here the correct answer will be, unless you work hard, you will fail. See one more example. Unless you do not apologize, I shall punish you. This is also incorrect. We have to remove do not from the statement. Unless you apologize, I shall punish you. Further, we have lest. Lest means so that not, for fear that. It means in order to prevent something from happening, and it is always followed by should. See the examples. Take care lest you should fall. He ran hard lest he should miss the train. Children, keep in mind whether it is past, present or future tense, we will always use should with lest. Now we have correlative conjunction that. That should never be used before a sentence in the direct narration or after a verb denoting a question in the indirect narration. For example, he said that I am not feeling well. This is incorrect statement. As I have explained to you earlier, that conjunction that should be used in place of inverted commas in indirect speech. The correct answer will be, he said, comma, inverted commas begin, I am not feeling well, full stop, commas closed. Or we can also say, he said that he was not feeling well. Let's read one more example. He asked that how I was feeling. This is also incorrect, as we do not write that with WH words like what, when, where, who, how, etc. So the correct statement will be, he asked how I was feeling. He inquired that where was the school. The correct statement is, he inquired where the school was. Next is, he asked me that whether Mohan had gone. The correct statement is, he asked me whether Mohan had gone. Let's move to the next correlative conjunction, since. Since refers to specific point in the past when it is used as a conjunction. It is always followed by a verb in the simple past. For example, 3 years passed since my cousin has died. This is incorrect statement because since is followed by simple past tense. So the correct statement should be, 3 years have passed since my cousin died. See a few more examples. A month has passed since he had come here. The correct statement is, a month has passed since he came here. 2 months passed since he left school. The correct statement is, 2 months have passed since he left school. Next we have correlative conjunction, before. When it is used as a conjunction with reference to some future event, it is never followed by a verb in the future tense, even if the verb in the principal clause is in the future tense. For example, the plants will die before the rains will fall. This is incorrect statement. The correct statement is, the plants will die before the rains fall or have fallen. So, children, this brings us to the end of today's session. I hope you have understood well what are correlative conjunctions and their correct usage. Your homework for today is to solve the exercises given in your SNAP homework. Thank you.